Just a few moments ago, a man accused of killing his mother and her fiance was convicted and sentenced to life in prison. Our investigative team has uncovered where Thomas Matejcek was days before the murders. And 10 Investigates' Jennifer Titus is live outside the Manatee County Judicial Center this evening with an exclusive investigation you will see only on 10 Tampa Bay News. Jen?
Yeah, guys, we are here at the Manatee County Courthouse where the trial just wrapped up. Again, Thomas Matejcek being found guilty of both of those murders. Now, we have learned that Thomas was in trouble with the law just a few months before those murders happened. He was accused of beating up his mother and her fiancé, Sean Harrison, and he was in jail, but then he was released on a court order. Here's part one of our investigation, Unmonitored.
This is where their trailer was.
All that's left here now are memories.
Everybody in the neighborhood knows him.
Of Krista Kale's sister Patty and Patty's fiance, Sean Harrison.
They called him Cowboy. I try not to come through here too often, but I do drive past here every single day to go to work.
Patty and Sean were murdered, police say, by Patty's own son, Thomas Matejcek.
It's an awful situation.
Our investigation uncovered that in the days before the murders, Thomas was missing. Just months earlier, investigators say he beat up his mom and her fiancé. A judge issued a court order meant to keep everyone safe.
He finally went to the halfway house, but what, for a couple hours?
Yeah, that's what they said. Well, we heard conflicting stories. We heard a couple of hours is what the court records show, and then somebody else said it was literally he showed up, whoever dropped him off, left.
These are photos of Patty and Sean on the floor of their home after police say Thomas Matejcek attacked them both. Thomas was charged in May 2023 with a felony. A judge ruled him incompetent to stand trial. Instead of jail, he was ordered into outpatient treatment at Centerstone, Florida, a nonprofit mental health provider tasked with finding him housing and monitoring his compliance. Emails between Centerstone and the public defender's office show a specialist found Matejcek a place to stay, a home run by Mary Jennings. We knocked on Jennings' door.
We just had a few questions. We were just working on the Thomas Matejcek case. Didn't know if you could talk to us about.
She can't. She's not allowed to speak about it.
But she declined to speak with us.
So we have some families, a family I represent and a family that Mr. McKnight represents, that clearly has some questions about how Mr. Matejcek ended up at your house and your relationship with Centerstone.
But in sworn testimony in the case filed by Patty and Sean's families against Centerstone, Jennings described the day Thomas arrived.
So when the doorbell rung, I got up and opened the door and invited him in.
She said he stayed less than 30 minutes, just long enough to shower and change his clothes.
I gave him that money to go get cigarettes and something to drink, and he never did come back.
Even so, records show Jennings billed Centerstone $480 for a 2-week stay. She admitted in a deposition that she backdated the receipt.
In case if he had came back,
Okay.
I hold the bed.
She did not notify his Centerstone case manager, Tabitha Hammersmith, immediately. It would be 5 days before letting her know he was gone.
And you spoke to Ms. Jennings directly?
Yes.
In her deposition in the criminal case against Thomas, Hammersmith testified she was the one that picked up Thomas from jail and drove him to Jennings' home.
When you picked Thomas Matejcek up at the jail, he explained a lot of things to you, including that he was hearing voices and speaking out loud and not getting sleep. So this was not in response to a direct question, correct? But in response to how was he feeling?
It was him volunteering that information when I told him of the living arrangement that had been set up for him.
But when he disappeared, she did not notify the court, nor did she file a violation.
At the end of October 30th, when Mr. Matejcek did not make his appointment and you did not know where he was, did you consider writing the court?
I did not.
Why not?
because in forensic case management, building rapport with clients and ensuring that they have at least one other opportunity prior to violating them in order to get them to engage in services. We don't tend to violate initially.
And back out here live, we've learned that Matejcek isn't the only Centerstone client who has stayed at Mary Jennings' home, a home that is unlicensed and unregulated. We'll have part 2 of our continuing coverage tomorrow night at 5:30. For now, we're live in Manatee County tonight. Jennifer Titus, 10 Investigates.
All right.